Alright, we are coming back in for the end of 6.2, and in true Rook fashion, I have once again delayed a little bit, so much, well, okay, delayed for a good reason this time, not only because I don't like things to end, and I always put off the ending of anything until much later, but also because we moved into a new house. So we live here now, in this new home, and it's gonna kind of look sort of the same, but I promise it's totally different than our apartment in the city, but there's only so much you can see in my little window here. But we're gonna come in, and we're gonna keep working on this. We have Return from the Void. Oh my gosh, 6.2 has been so amazing. It's unbelievable. It's just so good. I can't wait to see where we go from here, and I've loved every second. So now that we have finally dealt with our first of the 4 fiends, much anticipated since Endwalker, still such a cool fight, let's go ahead and see what's happened. I too am concerned, Varshan. Okay, we all concerned about Zero here. As we all awkwardly stare at this unfairly attractive person. How long do you suppose she will remain this way? I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the aether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. 'Twould be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. And hopefully won't consume everything and turn into like a giant monster. Zero cannot give her consent, but it seems we have no choice. The alternative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she later desire it, we can bring her home. And yoink! You're coming with us, new main NPC character. We've got unfairly attractive Varshan, now we got unfairly attractive Zero quantifier number. And I'm here for it. Arden, might I ask you to hold on to Barbaricia's memoria? It may yet serve a purpose. Oh my gosh, for a second I forgot we were in the void and I thought an enemy was coming in to attack us. I was like, enemies everywhere. Oh, what happened to her? You have business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbaricia. Let her know when she wakes, will you? Well, at least he didn't try to, like, attack her or kill her or anything. Barbaricia's minion. Why not go and find this newcomer? So we have something to tell Zero, if nothing else. Indeed. May I trouble you to join me, Arden? With luck, we might learn something of Golbez. Ba-ba-da-da. Oh, yeah, we need to learn more about the 4 fiends. Also, can I just say, in retrospect, I do feel incredibly silly that when playing through 6.1 with the reveal of the 4 fiends and the 4 towers and the big guy in the middle, even though I haven't played 4, I still retroactively am just like, Rook, how did you not put that one together? Everybody talked about the 4 fiends for so long, and leading up to it, you even did some research on the 4 of them, because you were curious about the 4 illusions in Endwalker. How did I not put that together? I don't know. I don't know. I think I was excited. There's a lot of big fantasy armor people, so it didn't quite dawn on me that it would be Golbez of all things. The elemental seats, I forgot that the 4 fiends all have, you know, elemental aspects. I don't know how I don't know how I didn't jump to that conclusion. But here we are, and I didn't. Now I know better, and I feel pretty good about that. Okay, let's talk to, oh, it's just a big eyeball boy. This appears to be the newcomer. You're the ones who felt Babaricia. Why he gets this voice? Who knows? I just felt like it. I won't make trouble. I'll obey. So please let me stay. If you would obey, then tell me all you know of Golbez. There isn't much I can tell. Only the archfiends are allowed into his domain, wherever it is. None but they know. I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters, staves, whatever they are, he uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I am satisfied, so let us rejoin the others and head home. Hello, buddy. You'll probably be safe-ish here. Whenever Babaricia moved her domain, some would get left behind. No such worries here. This sad little place just exists forever. The way that it is. Also, I cannot stop looking at this paladin statue. Can I just be honest with everybody here? I'm just saying. It's very ambiguous, right? Not anything super specific to identify it with, like, meteor. I'm just saying. I still think 0 is one of our shards, and I'm never gonna let go of that. Although I might have to let go of her when the time comes if we absorb her or something. Maybe we can just be friendos, you know? Maybe that can just be a thing. Vitra has told all. Golbez goes to great lengths indeed to conceal his whereabouts. Though so slow as to be nearly imperceptible, 0's chest rises and falls in a steady rhythm still. Well, I'm sure Nabeen has matters under control. I can't help but worry. Let's not keep them waiting. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, we will not return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Yeah, I mean, we talked to everybody. I feel like we mined out all of the little bits of information and did a little walk around. Although, I hope that they maybe do make this a permanent little area, because as always, we all know that if there's any place where we can take G-pose in this game, we need access to it 24/7 in case the whim strikes you at some point. Although, I feel like this could be a really important location that even in next X-Pack we come back to, or future X-Pack when we come back to the Void, it feels like home base, right? But maybe home base that gets, like, built up over time kind of deal? Back to Troya then, and thence home. I'm guessing Estinian's just gonna carry her. I like how literally everybody else is just like, bye. This one's on you. See you, Estinian. Put those arms to good use. We're so busy. We have other things, you know. I can't lift it. I'm just a little tired today, so I can't do any heavy lifting. I can't lift 0. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, they're all back here. I just realized they've just been standing here hoping, like, well, I hope they made it. Nice! Oh, they even animated a Stydian carrying her! I like his business walk.
A moment while I close the gate.
Oh, he's worried. You can just tell. No definitive answers, but just a billion more questions.
There. We may rest easy for now.
I'm sorry. Okay, so you all know how I call the little... I'm sorry. I need to explain what just happened in my ridiculous head. You know how I call those little voidsent hot pockets? I just had this moment where as I was watching the animation of the lid shut, I was like, it's just like one big serving platter, like a big serving platter. And then I kind of giggled about that in my head and I was like, and when you open it up, you just open it up and it's hot pockets. And I just had this like mental image of Vitra just doing that, like somebody coming down here, like I finally made it to the treasure. What is it? And then Vitra just opens and it's like hot pockets. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm getting myself back under control. Here we go.
Was there any trouble? I expect some voidsent slipped through.
A few did, aye. But we were ready and dealt with them without incident.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
They all think he's cute,
Yes,
you can
yes,
just tell.
you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important?
I missed you,
You
I
know,
love you.
The polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Oh, they're really leaning into it, huh? It's so adorable. Look how cute that is. Yeah, that's right, they love you.
You are right.
They love you so much. As all people should with dragons.
It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
And we are glad to receive you, Varshan. Welcome home.
Oh my god. Oh gods, it's too adorable.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
I also really love that both Zero and Arden are the most pale that in this lighting just radiates like the moon in the sky. blindingly pale ones here. They're both gonna need to do some sunbathing, I think. I think they might have a bit of a winter. I'm feeling right now a bit of a winter light deficiency. I've just been basically holed up in my winter cave. And now our new expanded winter cave. But today, actually, there was some really beautiful sunlight through the windows in our house, and I just stood there like this in front of the window. I'm sure looking much like both of them in that cutscene, but just like taking it in, soaking it in. Back to Megaduta. Do we get some really cute new little room here? Oh no, we have to go outside. Never mind. I got excited. I was like, I'm gonna walk inside. I'm gonna go through one of the side doors, but I have to talk to the attendant. This attendant probably has been through like 3 different voice changes, but we're not gonna stop now. Mistress de Aubigny, we have been expecting you. If you would follow me, I will show you to the guest chambers. I always like seeing the different guest chambers because it makes me feel like there's different little headcanon areas and little inn rooms and places we stopped
Our
along the
mission
way.
took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely. But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
He just sounds like Sad Boy Hours right now, even though his whole family welcomed him. Well, his new family welcomed him home.
Zero.
We just give her a little ether snack? Or like a kid. I'm sorry. Come on.
While she appears none the worse for wear.
Like a Sleeping Beauty
she
kiss is what I
remains
was
locked in
thinking.
slumber.
I'm just
I cannot
like,
help but worry.
I'll get in there, you know what I mean? I'll do this for us. I'll do this for the world and the world of the void and for everyone. I will take this responsibility on. I will be Prince Charming. I'll be Rook Charming, and I will get in there and I will give some ether, like just like a tasteful a tasteful small amount of ether, like not too eager, because like there's a whole sleeping beauty situation happening here, so like, you know, consent is important. But just like, I'll do it. If we're taking votes, are we not talking about that? Oh, is that not what any of you meant? Okay.
Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery?
Okay.
If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether.
Oh, like she'll soak it up like a sponge.
Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
She's the most beautiful sponge I've ever seen.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so. She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food.
How long has it been since she just like ate food? Or was in a place that had like nice stuff and furniture and surrounded by just like living beings that aren't trying to consume one another? Oh, we're gonna have a whole like baby's first adventure moment, and I'm very excited about
I know
this.
you promised her your ether, but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Food can certainly be arranged.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part voidsent.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is voidsent, rendering it dominant. Thus, we were able to reverse it with the power of light.
Anytime they drop one of those big, like, ethereal magic lore shenanigans in my brain, I'm like, wait, hold on, but then, like, that was the element, and then, hold on, that was, but we're saying now that this does that? Okay, well, mark that down in my memory. And aetherology, the ever-changing, and sometimes only lightly retconned as understanding changes.
Such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel.
Oh, do we think Fanny Pack helped Xenos pursue Reaperhood?
Were Zero wholly voidsent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
I lose one girlfriend and my old girlfriend gives me new girlfriend. That's love. Thank you. Thank you for that. Still love you. Always love you.
Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
Oh, maybe he just sounds so sad panda not only because of his sister, but also because he's a little drained in Tai-Tai. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to take her around. And just to be like, sunshine, the outside, food, alcohol. I hope we get like a whole thing with that, because that would be adorable. Warm blankets, coffee in the morning. What are other good things that mortal life has in it? Poetry. Yeah. Yep. Art. Theater. I was gonna say television shows and video games, but I think we probably have some kind of equivalent in 14. We have tombstones, right? Somebody's gonna figure that out at some point. She seems to be faring better here. Oh, praise be to the sisters. My chamber is much the same as this one. Too opulent for my taste, but at least it has space to train. And to have Varshan over for roommate stuff. Oh, maybe I could have clicked on 0. No, I could have clicked on 0. I bet you it's just that she's still breathing, but it's easier kind of dialogue line. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales functioned admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers. Share with them what I learned fighting voidsent on the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? Sit by 0. Think about being Prince Charming in this situation. Watch 0 sleep. Get a snack. More watching 0. I guess go tend to my island. Sure, yeah. Mostly 0 is on the forefront of my mind right now. I'm just worried about 0. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have food ready for 0 when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Buried Memory and ask for suitable refreshments? I should just start doing that in real life whenever anybody asks me to do something. Just say nothing but get a coy little look and be like... and then just walk off without answering anything for them. Excellent. In the meantime, Nidhana shall watch over 0. She is already en route. Let us each then tend to our respective businesses and reconvene anon. Now we can check. I bet you it's the same dialogue anyway. 0's breathing appears to be less strained than it was in the 13th. Yay. Oh, they put her little hat on the bedside table. And her scythe. Oh, that's cute. There wasn't a whole lot else in that room to, like, bring here to make, you know, a comfortable kind of situation. I do actually like being able to see the rooms inside, though, because that was a big thing, too, for a long time. You know, everybody kept joking about, you know, Rising Stones or, like, those kinds of areas before you could actually go in and see what was supposed to be the rest of it. So it's nice to be able to see actual chambers and rooms and get a sense that the world is, like, a lot bigger than you think it is. Okay, let's leave. I also like that kind of slower arrangement. Okay, so we need to go to the Mehan. So let's go over there. What snacks are we gonna pick for 0? No, that's the big thing. What kind of things do we think she would like to eat? I feel like she likes simple, strong flavors, but that she'd also be kind of into something like really stinky cheese, you know, like she's tough. She's tough. Plus, I don't know how do voidsent actually... She's part mortal, part voidsent. But like, voidsent don't, at least as far as we see, just eat things normally. So this is really kind of like a whole other world. Do voidsent have a different taste, kind of palette than we do? Do they taste things differently? Is it just about the flavor of aether? If we're kind of drawing this vampiric parallel, like how certain vampires have preferences for different types of people in their blood, is that more so what voidsent have going on with different types of, like, ethereal composition? I don't know. I think she'd be into stinky cheese. I think she would like powerful, potent flavors. Maybe because as a voidsent as well, maybe you just don't taste normal stuff the same way and you need, like, stronger, stinkier stuff. But I also feel like she's not that fancy, you know? She'd like hearty food, heartwarming food, home cooking. Welcome to Buried Memory. Please make yourself comfortable. What? A guest of the satrap has collapsed from hunger. Of course I would be happy to help. You need only tell me what you desire. We do get to pick. Of course we get to pick. This is Final Fantasy XIV. Okay. A modest quantity of a living mortal's ether. Where does it, like, rich, hearty? I think hearty. I mean, fruit is good too, and the idea of just, like, hand-feeding grapes to Zero also appeals to me. No, not expensive. Zero's not fancy. I feel like Zero needs to be reminded of what camaraderie, like sitting around the campfire with a stew. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So I think rich and hearty, sure, plenty of meat. Sure, we'll put that on. We'll put that on Zero. A rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat. Oh, okay, never mind. Alright, I'm wrong. I was wrong. While that might be perfect for an adventurer preparing to raid a vault, I fear it would be too much for someone coming out of a long slumber. I would recommend something gentler on the stomach, like these apples here. They've just come in, and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, once your guest feels better, she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. Fine. Fruit is fine. As I think about the apples that we have in our own kitchen right now. I guess I could just have one. We could have a little apple party together. Okay. Let's go back then. Take our apples over. And just offer an apple. I'm telling you, I think she would have liked that stew. You can eat stew slowly. You can eat it just a little bit. What do you all eat when you're sick? Or you don't feel good? I almost always go for soups and stews. If I have had like stomach flu though, I go for something like brothy, right? Even if it's literally just ramen noodle broth with no noodles in it, I will do that. Or like chicken broth, stuff like that, vegetable broth. But when I'm starting to feel better, that's when I start expanding to things like, you know, wild rice and chicken or cheddar broccoli. But I don't know, there's just something about like soup in general that feels really comforting. Ah, welcome back. Lest you worry, Mistress Nidhana has been taking good care of our guest. Will you be joining them now? Yes. I have an apple. I wonder what the most expensive option would be. Oh, I'm sorry, that'll probably freak her out if she just makes, hold on. She's gonna be so confused.
Light.
Look at her without her hat on.
An inn? What happened? How did I get here?
Estate. Oh my gosh.
There's no time. I must rejoin the battle. I must...
But which battle? A battle now or a battle in the past?
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful!
Because didn't that seem like that could be really ambiguous? Especially if she was like one of the heroes, or if she, you know, fought alongside them, or if she is our shard and had some hand in that. But she knows that technique, right? With the crystals. And it's gotta be really interesting or evocative to be back in a world that might be closer to something like what they were in before it all got consumed. Oh my gosh! Look, it's me! It's me seeing Zero wake up!
What is this? Some sort of fiend?
No, this is an Arcasodra.
Where is it? Where?
Oh my gosh, this is too cute.
But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door, so to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed.
Nidhana is genuinely too good, too pure, too wonderful for any of us. She's so amazing and I love her.
I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
She's so funny without her hat. I just can't get over it. She's so good. I love her face model. If she does end up being one of our shards, so help me, they better make that at least a face that you can use on Femhure. At the very least, like how we have the meteor face. But I would love it if they actually gave versions of the faces for all the different races so that you could, if you wanted to, still get a sense of that if that's your headcanon, that they all share a look or appear the same in certain ways.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
Oh, he just jumps between his bodies now. He got a whole storeroom of bodies.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
I'm sorry, that little look was definitely like a... Did you shrink? No, put it in your mouth and eat it with the mouth hole that you have. Oh!
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
Oh, it's worse than I thought.
I took what I
This is
needed from it.
literally baby's first real world experience.
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow.
There you go. Don't eat the shrivelly one though. Okay, yep, that's good. That's good. Take a little bite. She took like the smallest
That's
bite
the
ever
way.
known to man
So,
ever
did it taste
taken. How was it? You like an apple?
I don't know.
Take another little bite.
The long
Another
years
bite
without
there.
eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we voidsent have no need for such when consuming others.
My god, leave it to Final Fantasy XIV to literally answer the ridiculous question that I asked, how do voidsent taste things?
There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing. But diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die.
So she only takes what she needs so that she doesn't, like,
And I have
become
died
more than
countless
herself.
times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
You get brought back, you reform after a little bit.
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
It feels like the void must be so warped or cut off from any semblance of a life stream, right? Like if the souls can't return and then be reborn, and instead they just kind of like go and then just stay there and then eventually reform. I wonder if it's something like that.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it,
So considerate.
we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back.
What about the little babies that you protect over there?
Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it?
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake.
Oh, I just love her voice. It's so good.
You
I'm trying to emulate it with
one piece
Arden,
this time,
but like
but
a
don't
little
assume you'll be so
sassier.
lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation. Speaking of which, while we rest and ready ourselves, I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzet Han.
Tour time! I also love how they're phrasing everything as an exchange,
Again,
right?
a stranger in this strange land.
You give us something, we take something, because they know how it works with her, right? Again, a stranger in this strange land? Oh, because Xenos, perhaps? But it also feels very
I have a condition.
much like ourselves,
You
too.
must come too.
Heralding back to when we start the game, right? And no matter what you might headcanon for your character, you come in on a caravan like a stranger in a strange land, right? Just like we all do when we step foot in games for the first time. I love that line of hers because I feel like it echoes to much bigger things. And also provides perhaps some more support to the theory that I am believing more and more in, that yes, she is a stand-in for Comet or for, you know, female Ardbert, as it were, right? But again, who knows? I also want them to expand characters outside of that, but I personally love the idea of recollecting or meeting all of our shards, even if we don't become one with them, in a sense. I feel like it would be especially terrible with Zero to absorb her because she fought for so long for that to not happen at all to her, period. But like, it also could be really, really deeply profound and meaningful if she does choose to. Or, you know, if rather than, I don't know, having herself be diluted, it's actually herself becoming more whole. I don't know.
You have my thanks.
This has just been just one of my absolute favorite patches. I feel like I've said this so much, but it genuinely has been one of my absolute favorite patches. I think in all of Final Fantasy XIV. 5.3 is so good. There's so many other moments that are so good in a lot of the patches, but this one is just... I have been on a journey. Literally. Emotionally. Spiritually. Thirstingly. Oh, it's been so good. I'm waiting for him to pop back in and for the quest marker to appear again. Ta-da! Okay. 'Twas my pleasure to show you the city when you first arrived. I shall enjoy doing the same for Zero. Oh, no, I don't know, thank you. But thanks for trying to do your job, bud. This world is brimming with aether. I feel invigorated just standing here in the breeze. Glad am I to hear that. So, is there any place in particular you wish to see? Perhaps where that food came from? Apple, was it? While I don't expect I'll collapse again, it would be good to know where I can procure more if necessary. Merids mehanities, then. I shall introduce you to the head waitress, Melil. They're accompanying us again. Oh, cute. Okay, I'm ready. Do you have a dialogue right now? While bound to Xenos, I never saw vibrant cities like this. Only ruined places. Not so different from the Void. That's because he is Stinky Boy. And nobody liked him, so he couldn't go anywhere or do anything because of all the murder he did. Including the murder of all his own people. What do you have to say? Do you recall the time we traveled together to the outpost? Should our tour take us outside the city, we must make use of Hamsa again. Okay, the idea of Zero crouched over a plump, tiny, ridiculous Hamsa is so very, very, very good. And I really want that. I want that very bad. I can only hope we're gonna get it. It seemed like from what I could scope there, I don't think there were any other like walk through the city, get dialogue options. Which I wonder now that they have changed a lot of this, right? So that you can actually teleport and stuff. It's not as though they're planning that players are probably going to be taking these long routes. I wonder if that'll like cut into the amount of additional dialogue and or planning and little things that they do. I hope not. I hope they still continue to kind of do a lot of those routes and things so that even you get to have a moment in different spots that maybe you wouldn't normally, you know, you just breeze past as you were running to whatever the next MSQ was going to be. This is the place. The air is different here, and I speak not of the heat. There's a texture to it, a fullness, unlike that of elsewhere. You smell the cooking, I believe. Hannish cuisine is quite fragrant and delicious. I hope you will agree. I love this! Also giving so many role players so much lore if you play like a voidsent or a voidsent possessed character. to add in that extra texture to how your character might even sensorily, that's a word, I'm gonna say that's a word, using your senses, how they might experience the world, right? Welcome to Merit's Mehan. Greetings, Milil, and may I introduce you to Zero. She is an esteemed guest, and I ask that you see to her meals during her stay. Ah, yes, Merit has told me all. Please come to us whenever you're hungry. We'll look after you. 'Twas here that Arden obtained the apple. While the palace cooks can prepare whatever you desire, 'tis certainly a quick and convenient food. I'll remember it. Who are the ones there moving their bodies about? Is it for some ritual related to eating? The dancers? They move their bodies to bring pleasure to those who are watching. 'Tis a form of entertainment, a part of our culture. How needlessly complicated. We voidsent prefer simpler pleasures. That may be the way of it now, but your world too must have had such complicated diversions once. I don't remember. Well, let us move on. I propose we visit Balshan Bazaar, where goods the world over may be found. Do they have anything new to say in here? No, okay, same stuff. Alright. Then we need to go down. Okay. They are having us take like a little bit of a route. It's just that they've broken up in different ways that I think you would probably, like, you know, make it a little bit easier with how you're going to aetherite travel. As opposed to previously when you couldn't actually go through with people and you would lose them and then have to go back. I'm here. It's good. I think it's gonna take it a second. Maybe? Oh, maybe there's like a specific spot we need to look for, but I think it might just be also that it's loading. Lots of people. Lots of people around. Okay. What are all these things for? What do you do here? This is a marketplace where people buy and sell goods. Since its earliest days, Ratatan has served as a trading hub, and here you'll find not only local products, but wares from distant lands. I should mention that the vendors generally only accept payment in coin or tombstones. If there is aught you desire, I shall take care of it. So that's what tombstones are for. Voidsent returned with them on occasion, but I never knew their purpose. They struck me as useless trinkets, and I couldn't understand your obsession with them. On that subject, there appeared to be no shops in the 13th. Do you never make bargains in which possessions are exchanged? We do, but rarely. We strike bargains when we want something done. If we desire an object, we kill whoever has it. I see, I see. Your bargains may be likened to employment, I believe. I shall bear this in mind. With that, let us continue on. I propose we head to the High Crucible of Alchemia. Anything new? No, okay. I'm just gonna keep checking. I'm just gonna keep checking. That is where we need to go. Okay. We need to work our way around and up. That's a beautiful, beautiful glamour. That was amazing. Looked like very much all ready for like a nightcap, ready for bed. Oh no, it's down here. It's down here. It's this. It's the alchemy place. Now, how would Zero feel meeting Gubber Manderville? Because that is something that could theoretically happen as we get closer to the Crucible. You know, talk about a culture clash. Talk about a scene I need and want to see desperately. Why, Master Vitra, how may we serve you this morning? If you're here for your vessel, I'm afraid we're still tending to it. No, there is no rush. Pray, take as much time as you require, and know that I have complete faith in your work. The High Crucible is home to the finest alchemists. They are the ones who created my bodies, and can provide you with healing as well. Now that I think on it, you weren't at all surprised when I changed forms. Were you aware of my nature from the start? That I was a soul occupying a vessel not my own? That is really interesting, because I assume that voidsent recognize one another by their ether and or ethereal composition, in a sense kind of like how we see the ancients and certain ancients being able to identify that almost soul aura, if you will. And because their physical forms, at least from what Zero said, are so mutable or they change with each iteration, maybe they actually see that and identify the ether more than they do the physical manifestation. It's hardly uncommon in our world. When given the chance, many shed their bodies to claim stronger ones. Oh, you must be the rumored guest. We've been most eager to meet you. If you have a moment, would you care to stay for some tea? The sisters know we'd love to hear your tales. No, I've had enough food for now, and I can always obtain more without the need for inane chatter. No need to decline outright. I dare say you are tired. So, let us save it for another time and return to Meghaduta. If aught catches your eye en route, do not hesitate to say so. Zero's like, no, I don't want any of that. The end. No, thank you for offering. No, I don't wish to speak to you, but thank you. Zero's gonna be having tea like the best of them before this is all said and done. Just you wait. We're gonna do it. Okay. We can take a crystal over here. Okay, they are showing us all the little spots because I was thinking about these different areas in the city that are so cool that I hoped we get to see her react to. Okay, let's head over to the fibers. I love this plaza, the jump puzzle that looks out over it, but also the terraces with all the silkworms, and it's so cool. Oh ho ho. This one didn't really need that much time to load. A cutscene! A gift! Plants! Some sort of fruit? Pitiful thing as though. I imagine you'd need to eat a lot to derive any satisfaction. these are mulberry trees. While the fruits are indeed edible, more important are the leaves which we feed to silkworms. Without the creatures, we wouldn't have the silk to make our famous Thavnarian weave. Furthermore, the bark of the tree also possesses medicinal properties. You would be hard-pressed to find a more useful plant. Was that so? Aside from food, I wouldn't have considered any other purpose for it. Master Vitra! And Arden, too! If it isn't young Mirad! And that must be your sister, Yasra! Is all well at the orphanage? Yes, Your Excellency. The other children are very nice, and we all look out for one another. They did go to the orphanage! Yay! Oh! Just the other day, Estinian came to see us. Everyone was really excited. Estinian surrounded by a gaggle of orphans after all that he's been through. Helping this place recover. Falling in love with a beautiful dragon. There's so many beautiful things happening here. Truly, Estinian paid you a visit. That is well. Is she a new friend? Friend? You know what that is. What? You mean you don't? She is a visitor from a far-off land, you see, and is still unfamiliar with our language. Yeah, Varshan over here just like, well, I revealed that I was a dragon, but I think people might flip out if we were like, this is just a voidsent here. Here she is. Then we'll teach you. A friend is someone you like to play with. Every time. You can't. I'm too pansexual. We've covered this, Zero. It's too much. It's too powerful. Immediately, I can't even see the screen anymore. It's just rainbows everywhere. Play with. Zeno seemed to be enjoying himself when he fought you. Is that the same thing? Absolutely not. Is it the same thing? Let's really break this down. Okay. He found it thrilling, exciting, enjoyable, illuminating. In those ways, I would say it is similar to the act of play, a perhaps social and collaborative effort in which you share enjoyment. But we can all agree that there was like a weird aspect to it too, right? And that like bloodthirst and or kind of sometimes hoping that maybe your enemy will finally be the one to kill you is not the end game of play, as it were. But as far as what Zero can understand, as far as the emotions that she has felt through Xenos as a vehicle, which, girl, I am sorry, we could find you a much better experience. Yeah. This is tough. This is a tough one for me. This is a tough one for me. This is a tough one for me. Sure. I'm gonna, okay. Sure. Okay. All right. More or less. I think. Kind of. Sort of. Okay. Sure. More or less. I see. But is having someone to play with so fulfilling? I still do not understand why. Why he traversed the great expanse. Why he risked life and limb for you. did he? I mean, I guess he risked it. Yeah, sure, technically we can say that. But I waste energy dwelling on such things. I am not Xenos. I stand to gain nothing by knowing his heart. Correct. I'm sorry I couldn't explain it well. There's no need to apologize. The fault is not yours, but mine for failing to make sense of your words. Well, we had better get back to our errand. Goodbye. It was nice meeting you. Goodbye, orphans. See you later. Is she looking at the dodos? What is she looking at? Is she looking at us? Is she just thinking? It's like, what's happening? Because there are dodos, like that way. There's some dodos. What is a friend? 'Tis a seemingly simple question, but the answer is anything but. Only a child, innocent and pure, could reply with nary a moment's hesitation. Through Xenos, I thought I understood the ways of your world. But the more I learn of it, the more I realize how little I actually know. It's all so strange, your behavior and your reasons. I find myself baffled at every turn. But the feeling is not unwelcome. I'm learning, bit by bit. It was the right decision to join you. A world with light and life. I love that title, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. This is all so sweet and pure and good, and I love it. Darkness warped all life in the void, even plants. Only now do I recall flowers and the value they held. Interesting too that she remembers flowers right off the bat. It makes me think of our flower, you know? Especially if Hydaelyn had any hand in arranging this in some kind of way. I believe Zero's time here has been rewarding, and it was in no small part due to your company. My thanks for agreeing to join us. Come, let us return to Meghaduta. We'll go back. We'll get into PJs. We'll relax a little bit. I mean, I assume Zero doesn't need to sleep. Probably. Although she does have a half-mortal body, right? She's not purely voidsent, so maybe. And she had a bed in the room, so maybe she does. Maybe she does need to sleep at some point. Or at the very least, to, like, replenish physical ether in some kind of way, shape, or form, you know? Okay, up the stairs we go. I would love it if in cities they would just implement the PvP style sprint so that you could just sprint endlessly at will anytime you want it, at any moment. Just go for it. It's gonna take a second here. Gotta give it a second. Let's go to the chambers. This has been so good. So Zero will probably join us as we go back and forth to the Void, but I wonder if we're going to continue to have like additional journeys with her here. This also would be a good setup for them. So cute. This also would be a really good setup. She just has a whole basket of apples!
So,
okay, I'll get back to my bottle.
Okay,
I was going to say, this will also be a really good setup for them if they don't want to go straight into the Void with the new expansion, to still have Zero be a character who could participate in things here and then like eventually have our Void expansion down the road if they want to do something more like that.
There's a lot of mortals.
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about our fair city, I should be glad to place a guide at your disposal.
This is also very cute because the dragons had to learn this too, right? Like they came from a very different place, a very different planet, a very different kind of creature, entity, people, right? Physically even, just their bodies, their you know, abilities, all of that kind of stuff. So in many ways, I'm sure he almost sees an echo of himself, right? As he learned what mortal life was and came to be one of the dragons that cherished it. You can kind of see that wisdom, you know, even though he has acclimated to it for so long.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
Yes, please. History lesson.
We are all ears. Please.
Meanwhile, somewhere in Charlie, and a whole bunch of like voidsent scholars that have devoted their entire existences to the void suddenly get hit with a pang of just terrible regret, like something's happening in the world right now that could completely nullify everything I ever researched. And I must be a part of it. They just know. Their noses become like really itchy all of a sudden.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men.
Stinky boy Asians.
Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
Oh, interesting how she pronounces that. Eidolons is how I've always heard it.
The Asians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer. When it seemed the world would be plunged into chaos, heroes appeared. They who were blessed with a singular power.
Monk? Is that a monk? Maybe this has to be important in some way, right? I mean, I guess they could be a total throwaway character, but like maybe one of the companions, or if we have even a possible parallel to something like the Warriors of Darkness, Warriors of Light.
The power to bind the aether of Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria. My mother was one such Memoriate. But...
No!
My mother was one such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
So maybe her mother was actually, like, of the Warrior of Light generation kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. And was pregnant while she was doing all of this? Now, where is that side narrative? Because she sounds like an absolute badass. Please and thank you.
And so you were born part voidsent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass? Did the Memoriates not triumph?
It's what they did afterwards? With using the crystals and the powers and evoking primals?
They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace, only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed.
Is her mother one of the four fiends?
They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call voidsent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Oh no! Oh jeez! Oh my gosh! So then I guess the heroes would actually be the ones who stood up against the heroes in this narrative, but clearly like nobody else did. But then what happened with, so Silva and Anukalai, right? They claimed that they were part of the heroes. Like, did some of the heroes fall to this consumption, but some didn't? And some opposed them, or then had to flee?
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light.
Okay, okay.
My
so
mother and
there were
I
some-
among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
So that must have waged long enough for Zero to grow up to the point where she could fight, right? Like, she's talking about fighting alongside her mother. So, interesting. Also, this does add an extra facet into the conversation of, well, is Zero a shard of ours or not? I mean, it could very well be that maybe one of our shard was consumed or did great evil here or something, or it could be that. I mean, maybe we're even looking at them if they wanted to shake it up so that not every shard looked like Ardbert or something, but it still feels like Zero just has way too much gravitas and importance to not maybe play that role, but...
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through.
I have a friend who I know is going to be very happy about this, like, voidsent cast into the rift, waiting, biding their time kind of extra lore.
And find my world changed beyond recognition. Into the lightless waste you saw.
Oh, that's so terrible.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a voidsent in full.
So she didn't suffer the corruption of, like, when the entire world collapsed. She was still removed from it.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured.
Zero, I love you even more
We,
now.
the
I'm gonna die
lost,
for you.
are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say?
Ishola, what are you gonna do? What are you about to put out into this conversation that's gonna change everything we thought we knew?
I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
Well, you think we can really reverse it?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I guess we do have, well, well.
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
Ishola, to explain requires that we play all of the videos of Rook playing Final Fantasy XIV. It is going to take months, probably, but we've got time, so we're going to go through it all. We're going to take the whole journey from the get-go. We're going to type out a lot of tinfoil hat theories. A lot of them are going to be wrong, some are going to be right. And we're going to initiate you to this truth. You're going to come away from it with a lot of inside jokes and a lot of inappropriate stuff. But as we said, we swore that off, even though we broke that, just to get through this cutscene by the whims of Yoshi P. But look, Zero, we're going to really bring you into the fold now. We're going to bring you in here with everybody else that's been a part of this ridiculousness. So I hope you're ready. Hope you're ready for fanny packs and beautiful crystal moms and... everything else this game has in store. So here we go. And Hottie McHottentot Ancients. An intense attraction to dragons. How cool dragons are. Yeah, I know. I know. Trust me. I know. And the Ascians, like, were bad, but, like, not as bad as they could have been. Yeah. And this is kind of what their goals were. Did you know the world used to be amazing? It's still amazing now, it's just different.
Unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th.
But a big question mark has been the fact that Gaia is supposedly the Oracle of Darkness, right? Supposedly, she's the Oracle of Darkness. So will we actually ever, maybe in a future expansion, get to see her play that role and be able to be a part of reversing this in some kind of fundamental way?
But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction.
Gaia also has time magic, which is interesting. Just thinking aloud. Just thinking aloud.
After which, some intrepid young souls succeeded in restoring life back to lands thought lost to light.
Our adorable, sweet lesbians! Our sweet little children!
Which gives me cause to hope the day may yet come when life springs forth anew in the 13th.
I guess we should say girlfriends. We don't know for sure. They might be bisexual. Sorry. Dang it. I really messed up on my promise
of course,
already.
These are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
She has like hope for the first time in
Wait.
forever. She's just in
I don't
total shock.
understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to.
We do. We do mean to.
But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more.
We are fools, though.
But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Yeah, they do. It's big hero time.
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Oh.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
You are a liar. You just don't realize it. You cannot let yourself hope, but you do have
Be that
hope.
as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face voidsent.
You and your mom fought hard for that world, and you would not have fought to the bitter end like that for that world unless you did want to see it restored and saved.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
We'll set up a payment plan, okay? It might mean committing ourselves in matrimony to one another. You know, for a lifetime. A lifetime of aether exchange. And I'm okay with that. I'll do it. So many good characters. I love it. It's some great lore. Some really interesting things. I wonder if we're gonna learn more about her mom. Oh, I have so many questions. I'm very excited. I don't think there's a chance that, like, her mom would be any of the characters that we know, right? Like, the only character that we know that would be related to that would be Silva. And she's, like, pretty clearly an Ellison. So, you know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like she probably escaped unscathed, but... Oh, there was so much to think about. I'm so interested. Maybe... Oh, you know what? I bet you the guy that we saw that was holding the crystal, who was once one of the former heroes with the blonde hair, I bet you he's Golbez. Do you feel like it? I feel like it. Because why show him that way so distinctly and keep that character consistent through all of those cutscenes, those flashbacks, unless he plays a role either with the Four Fiends or with, like, Golbez himself? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Okay. Though our time in the Void was short, we managed to ascertain that my sister yet lives, and it cannot be overstated how fortunate we are to have met Zero. But the greater blessing is nevertheless you, my friend. for your encouragement to embark upon my search anew, and your help in overcoming the challenges thus far. It started raining a split second ago. Wait. What was that little globby voidsent? Golbez and his minions will seek to stymie our efforts. Of this we can be sure. But with you all at my side, I have confidence that we will succeed, that we will find and liberate my sister, and that we shall return home together. We're gonna do it. Is that it? Is that the end? I thought, wait, what? I mean, it was called Buried Memory, which usually would be the final one. I really thought there would be more than that. Not as though this patch wasn't already ridiculously beefy and had so much stuff. Okay. I guess I'm just so wrapped up in the story, honestly. It feels like it should just be an expansion that we can play through. Alright, here's our Four Fiends again. This time, you know, who wouldn't get that this is Golbez and the Four Fiends?
And now, Barbaricia. Useless, the both of them.
It was no lie. They conspire with a memorial.
That's right, we do.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here.
Oh, please don't hurt her. Please don't do anything else terrible to her. She doesn't deserve it.
The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
This big man must be, it must be that stinky boy from the cutscenes.
I plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation.
Duo boss fight? Are they gonna like really turn over what we expect?
Sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for screaming.
I really like how Cagnazzo's voice actor really savors those S's. It's good.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
I mean, the Four Fiends must be heroes that were consumed. I mean, maybe not because they serve.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow.
But it seems like their loyalty and stuff, I don't know. Could be a remnant of a real friendship that they all shared? Maybe not. I mean, this is voidsent land. Who knows?
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause.
An ancient?
And so, you must fall.
The prison of passivity. Passivity could reference light because of the static nature of it. And so you must fall.
What irony that the blessed damned should set us free.
Those are some lines I'm gonna need some time to think about, mull over, and to kind of pick apart. Interesting.
As I swore so long ago.
I suppose it's possible that Golbez could be one of the ancients. Or maybe one of the Ascians that we haven't actually
The gate
seen
lies
yet?
open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled.
But it seems like, I don't know, you know what I mean? It seems like they would want to move away from specifically that since we just got through Heidelin Zodiark and everything else. Ba-ba-bum! And I mean, he is like, he's in a big voidsent form, we would assume here. Okay! That's it! Into the light! Achievement unlocked! We did it! There's the one, as I mentioned, I had actually dallied quite a bit. Again, I don't like when things are done. And we were in the process of buying our first house, which over the past few months in the end of 2022 was just like all consuming. Searching, finding, getting the right one, putting in an offer. We had to put in offers 3 times on the same house before we had one that was accepted because we were in a bidding war. It was such a thing. It was such a thing. But we're here. We're in the new house. We're all settled in. And I can finally actually relax and enjoy my gaming life and not just sort through everything in real life. So we are going to be pushing straight into patch 6.3 here now that I finished off the tail end of 6.2, and I can't wait to play it with all of you because I think there's going to be even more amazing stuff ahead. 6.2 was just... That's it. That's it. I can't even summarize how I felt. You'll just all have to watch the video again, which I hope you will. And thank you to everybody who has watched, who has liked, who has subscribed. All of that, as always, it means the world. It's so fun to get to share my big, ridiculous feelings about video games with all of you and then hear about your own as well. And we have so much going on this year. I'll hopefully be seeing a lot of you at FanFest here in NA. And it's just so much ahead for Final Fantasy XIV. As this game just continues to grow and we get to take these journeys and share it with even more people, which is so amazing. So thank you all so much, and I will get ready here to start 6.3.